The Colorado Republican Party may have quelled a growing controversy by inviting the Log Cabin Republicans to share its booth at the Western Conservative Summit. Earlier in the week, the organization was denied to set up a table by event organizers. Eric, what's your quick take on how this has all come out this week?
Well, kudos to Lynn Bartles for covering the story, breaking the story. I think it has dominated local politics somewhat this week. John Andrews, Bill Armstrong, the people who run the Western Conservative Summit and Colorado Christian University, they can invite who they want. It's their event. My point was the optics of this are awful. This is a party that needs to move beyond those optics. I'll repeat my comment that I gave Lynn in an interview a couple days ago. This has become a barrier to entry, this issue, for a whole lot of people who would be otherwise potentially receptive to a conservative message, whether it's on taxes, government's role, regulation, foreign policy, a host of other issues. But this one hits them in the face and they run away, and they will never hear that message on other issues until a party can get within the 21st century on this particular issue. And I'll be curious to see if there's any Republican presidential candidate who's willing to go sister soldier on this. I'm dubious, but they would be well advised to do so.
Natasha, did the state GOP, by inviting the Log Cabin Republicans to share their table, quell the controversy?
I don't think so. I think it's out there and it's going to be a problem that they have to deal with. You know, whether you like him or not, I would appreciate if Andrew Sullivan was still blogging. I think his take on this particular issue would be fascinating. The biggest problem for me, and I think Eric was saying this as well, is, you know, when we have parties that under this big umbrella start with very focused or sort of isolating topics, what kind of party is that you can get behind? And we see this in Colorado with our independent voters. I don't think it's uncommon to have a man who might be fiscally interested in Republican ideals also want to marry his partner of 15 years and believe that climate change exists and that we have water problems in the West. That person exists. That person probably lives on my street. It lives in our neighborhoods. I mean, this is who we are. But how does that person fit into today's two-party system? I don't think they do. So maybe it's time to rethink how we bring all of that to the table.
Sure. Lynn, what's your quick take?
I was really surprised that the new state Republican chairman, Steve House, who people said was elected with the help of some right-wingers, offered the invitation to the Log Cabin Republicans, and we'll see if he faces any fallout from that. But I just think in this day and age, my first instinct was, did they not just hear about Indiana?
Right. David, finish it up for us.
Well, the event it's not being held by Colorado Republican University. It's being held at Colorado Christian University, which is a theologically conservative place, and there's a lot of ideas that they disagree with on principle, even though those ideas might be helpful to the Republican Party. I agree with Eric and I think everybody else. It was a smart move by the state Republican Party, which is the Colorado Republican Party, not the Colorado Christian Party, to invite the Log Cabin Republicans in, and that's a wise move that'll help expand their political outreach.